Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I guess, a little more of me yapping about the wrestling world, because we got a brand new undisputed WWE champion. Drew McIntyre defeats Cody Rhodes, 3 stages of hell on SmackDown. And I really have no clue where they're going with the WWE, title, what direction they're going in. But before I even get into anything or the aftermath or the future of Drew McIntyre as champion, the match itself, for me, it ranked stage 3 to 2 to 1. Really just for the fact that they, went through 2 whole matches and still took some pretty big bumps in that cage. So that was definitely peak for me in terms of in the ring. I didn't really love the ending of that steel cage match, but it's really because we gotta stop. We gotta stop the dirty finishes and then start with a dirty finish and then throw an interference right in our face at the end of the match. It's getting lazy. Triple H has done it way too much. He does it for everything big. I mean, any big moment, it has to have either something, some fugazi about the end of the match, or there's got to be an interference. And to me, especially the specific, oh, you injured me and now I'm returning and I'm here and I'm about to fuck you up. The whole mystery, man. I mean, I don't know. To me, Jada Cargill, that was peak. Her return at the Chamber last year, we're not topping it with a Jacob Fatus return to beat up Drew McIntyre. It wasn't that big of a story. It just wasn't. It wasn't that big of a story, and it probably should have stopped there. But they had to have a way to have Fatus come back, and I'm not mad at it. I don't mind Jacob Fatus on the screen at any point when the WWE is on. I think the worst part about all of this is you're making the champ look weak. I mean, this is a weak finish. This is, you give him you don't give him a clean win, period. And I get it. He's a heel. He's a bad guy. But in what world do we live in where all of a sudden a heel has to have some trick up their sleeve to win instead of winning clean and just being the bad guy who won? That's something Drew McIntyre can easily do. Like, it's very believable that Drew McIntyre can beat Cody Rhodes. We don't have to have one interference and one dirty finish. We don't need that. But obviously, Drew wins stage 1 with the low blow. Okay, so then now we have to wait for Cody to win round 2, because obviously we're getting to the 3rd stage. We're not. It ain't called 2 stages of hell, maybe 3. So we're getting that 3rd match now. I will say, before the stage coming down, the big bump on the announce table, I will say that might be the best bump on these new commentary tables. Since they've brought in these newer style tables, they have not been breaking right at all, and that was something Cody said they were working on. So I'm glad. I don't know. I guess I'm glad they're working on the tables. I don't know. It wasn't really that big of a problem until they decided to make these, futuristic tables that don't comply with 2 human beings going through them. But regardless, they were able to make it work with the Crossroads in stage 2. Goes on to stage 3, and they take some nasty bumps. They go back and forth, and at that point, honestly, I thought Cody was gonna win. I did. My dumbass was on here last time. I'm like, oh, last man standing match for stage 2. I don't even know what made me switch that in my brain to Falls Count Anywhere to last man standing, because no, that would have been absolutely ridiculous to have that as a stage 2 match for anything. But then when Drew won the first round, obviously Cody's winning stage 2. Stage 3, it wasn't very much of a toss-up. I was pretty certain that Cody was going to retain this title, and we were probably going to move on. I don't know how much longer I thought they were going to do this. My mind's been so WrestleMania and what the matches are going to be at WrestleMania that I thought Drew was just a pastime by, just to give us some good shit to watch on Fridays. But then, they go back and forth in the steel cage, and then Drew's, crawling to the door. Boom. Masked man. Who is it? It's Jacob Fatus returning. Beats the shit out of Drew. Cody comes in, tries breaking it up, beats the shit out of Cody, and while he's beating Cody up, you see Drew crawl out. Boom. New champ. And, like I said, there's nothing wrong with Drew being world champ or being, WWE champ. I'm completely fine with it. I don't see a reason for why you need to make Drew look weak. To me, that just doesn't fit Drew's character. Drew doesn't need to... He doesn't need somebody to help him, and I'm sure that's probably going to be it's obviously going to be a big part of the storyline moving forward is you got, somebody helped you win this title. The low blow, okay, sure, there were a lot of low blows before the match even started, so sure, whatever, low blow in the first match, I'm fine with that, but I don't think we needed to have Fatu interfere to have Drew win. I would have been okay with just Drew winning the match. Now, this is where I say I'm confused because I don't know where they go. Obviously, I'm assuming Cody's going to get a rematch at some point, especially with the way the matches ended. And then Jacob Fatus, he's gonna get at least a WWE title shot, right? I mean, after this interference, they're gonna have to squash this beef. They're gonna have to handle this at some point. So Jacob Fatus in the title picture. Fans are going to go crazy regardless, but if you pulled that trigger for Jacob Fatus, it would sound like the trigger on a bazooka. That's how loud the pop would be for Jacob Fatus becoming champion. And Drew is somebody who could hold this title for a while. He's somebody who could be a transitional champion. He's somebody who, could just be holding this title to give back to Cody Rhodes. I don't really know where they go with this, and I kind of like how unpredictable it is. And what makes it even more predictable, you got a tournament on Friday night next week, and I mean there's storylines within all. I'll get to the tournament in a minute, but keep that in mind. You're gonna have somebody obviously fighting for the title, a completely different person at the end of this month in the Royal Rumble. So I have no clue where they go with this. And what Fatus, Rhodes, McIntyre. I'm not mad at that being a triple threat match down the road. That'd be a great fucking match. Rumble, like I said, the Rumble already has a championship match set, so this could be something that goes past the Royal Rumble. And if this is something that leads to Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, perfect. Not mad at that at all either. I think at some point, obviously, I don't know when because he could get his chance whenever, but Randy's gonna get his shot at some point, so I could see him fighting Drew or Cody. I don't know, the Matt Cardona promo with him and Cody, and he's, I'm coming for the title. Maybe if there's enough behind, I don't know. There's so many people. It's almost like it's almost like, it's like Trick Williams getting a chance right now to compete for the world title. There's so much other comp around him that I just don't know if this is his time to shine yet. I wouldn't even mind if this possibly led to a scenario where we're not even worried about a Cody Roman 3, and when I mean worried about it still happening, because obviously that's what the WWE wants, but they're either going to have Cody Roman 3 with no title even in the picture, or obviously they do what they want to do, or option number 3, we could just have fucking Fatus, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre triple threat match at WrestleMania and just let Roman see. Then where do you put Roman? What does Roman do? Who's coming in? Who's winning the Rumble? Who's winning the Chamber? Where the fuck does Roman sit in this entire storyline? To me, I mean, the way Cody lost, it just screams get back. And I don't know if people necessarily care that much to even see it anymore. I think people are I think people are tired over this, the get back arc of his story. I think it's time to, switch it up a little bit. We got to see him without the title for a minute, but we all knew it was going back on him. It was John Cena. I don't know, shit. Can we get a heel turn? Can we just do the heel turn now? Just let Cody just flip? Because I don't think anybody will be mad at that either. But, for now, Drew McIntyre is champion. I just don't want them to fuck this up. If they find a way to not have this championship still on Drew by Royal Rumble, which I would hope is probably 99.9% impossible, we could at least get to see Drew walk into maybe the chamber and get it and have a title match. Maybe fucking put it up for the title. We haven't seen that in a while, but also that takes away another shot at setting up for the title at WrestleMania. So I don't know what they do, but I just hope they don't fuck this up and waste this opportunity to have a new champion with a few new stories. And if they have to sprinkle Cody Rhodes into it for now, and maybe say he doesn't win in a rematch and he goes away from the title scene for a minute and comes back, I just don't want them to fuck up a Drew McIntyre WWE title run. People are already pissed enough. Now, the tournament set for next week on SmackDown, I love this idea. It's something fresh, something new, something that's going to give multiple people who have fans behind them begging for a push to have meaningful matches, a theoretical title shot, a chance for something that matters, and it's on SmackDown. So we're getting 4 matches next week that will take place on SmackDown, and then it will lead to a fatal 4-way between the 4 winners of those 4 matches, and the winner of that match will then go on to face the WWE Champion at the Royal Rumble. Fantastic. I was talking about the first Raw of the year, and I was just really, really hoping that they set a trend of making sure they give you something to sink your teeth into for the next week, something to come back to, something big, and we've had that so far. And I know it's Road to WrestleMania, and it can easily die out by May, but for now they are cooking. So we got Randy versus Miz. We'll see Randy in the Fatal 4-Way. We got Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams, which I will say, like I said earlier, I think there's a little too much comp around this whole title picture, period, for both of them. I think there's too much comp. There's too many other people that we really want to see or could have longer feuds or storylines, with the WWE Championship. And it's too early for Trick. It might be too late for Matt Cardona. I don't know, but I think for at least right now, it's a great way to split the crowd up. It'll definitely have some people leaning, on the fence about who they want to win. But I'll say, maybe I'll say Cardona. I'll give me Matt Cardona winning that one. I'm not sure. They could, for just for how hot he is right now, they could give it a Trick. This is definitely the biggest toss up. Damian Priest and Solo. Now, what exactly has Solo done? Like, if you remember how hot Solo was at one point, and then how, like, the Bloodline 2.0 just crashed and burned, and you see, where, the storylines they got Solo in now, and who he's feuding with. What has Solo done to earn a chance at the championship? Because if I'm not confused, or if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the answer is absolutely nothing. Damian Priest, I don't think he's someone that's going to be WWE champion anytime soon, but I'd say he's done a little bit more. I'd say he's got a little more just reason to be in the title picture than over Solo, at least. Definitely over Solo. They need to give this to Damian Priest, 100%. And then you got Zayn and Dragunov. So after that promo that Sami Zayn cut, pretty much no way they're having him lose this match. So he will be moving on to the finals as well, which will, for me, this is going to give us a fatal 4-way with Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Matt Cardona, Damian Priest. And obviously, if it switches up, maybe I come back on here and give a different prediction for the actual fatal 4-way. But to me, at least with those 4 names, like I said, Cardona, too much comp. Look at the guys he's fighting with in this fatal 4-way, and talking about who's earned a chance at the title. Randy Orton can kind of, it's the same way with Cena. You can really just get your chance whenever you want. The same way where Cena lost to Rumble, was like, I'm going to be in the chamber. Fuck fuck what anybody else has to do to get into this chamber match. I'm in it. I think Randy could pretty much do that with the championship whenever he decided to. Which he kind of did. He told Cody, hey, when you're done, I'm gonna be waiting for you in the parking lot. We're gonna be fighting for that next. So Randy can get it whenever he wants to. Damian Priest, like I said, don't see him being a champ right now, but I will say, and I talked about this after the ambulance match, keep this extreme shtick on him. He doesn't have to be a title guy. He can be the guy that you come for the not gimmick match, but the extreme matches, the extreme moments, a big moment that has nothing to do with a title. You're just fighting because you want to figure out who's crazier. You need somebody like that. Make it Damian Priest. There's nothing wrong with that. And then finally, you got Sami Zayn, who I don't think Sami Zayn is going to be the undisputed WWE champion in 2026. But I will say, there is something about Sami Zayn, and we all see it, anytime there's even just a little tiny hint of a push or a chance at a title or whatever it is, everybody buys into it. Everybody is there for it. Everybody knows what's going to happen, but they're hoping that it's opposite day for once in their life. But I think if you give Sami Zayn, especially like I said, I know I'm harping on the promo, but there was a reason they did that. There's a reason they had Sami Zayn come out there, pull the whole, my son, he's asked me how many times I've won the WWE Championship, and I had to tell him 0. But they're not just, if they let just everybody forget about that and let him pull some hard-ass promo like that and then just waste it, then, well, I wouldn't be surprised, because that would be Triple H and TKO's booking for you. But I will say, if they want to give the fans something to fucking root for, no matter what, no matter who it is that bought that ticket, and no matter who it is that's WWE champion going to the Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn having a chance at the WWE title. And here's the thing, I'm not even some big Sami Zayn fan. I just know how big the match would feel because of what those fans would do. Those motherfuckers are going to be loud. They are going to just have Sami Zayn comes out, all these motherfuckers just get a 50% boost in hope for some reason, and it's entertaining. It's interesting. And like I said, who the fuck knows? Who knows who's going to carry the championship now? Who knows who's a transitional champ now? I really don't know. I don't think Sami Zayn is going to be a champion, but I do think there's a strong chance that he ends up being the one who, it's a fatal 4-way. You can write this for all 8 of these guys in the tournament. You can write it any way for any of them to win. It's a fatal 4-way match. Anything can happen. But Randy's probably the favorite going into it. He wants his 15th title. He's probably going to be building up to the end of that match where he's going in for an RKO or hits an RKO. And then who knows? Sami Zayn throws him out the ring. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Sami Zayn gets a steal. We can let Drew steal 2 in one night. Fuck it. Let Sami get 1. And let him lose the Royal Rumble to Drew. Are you mad at that? Are you going to say you weren't entertained? You're going to lie? You might lie and say you weren't entertained, but deep down inside, you would be entertained. But that's really all I got. That's really all I got for the WWE. Friday Night SmackDown gave us a, pretty shocking WWE title exchange of hands. And we get a tournament set up for next week to decide who is fighting for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. This episode's coming out. I was a little late. On the WWE shit. Probably should have hopped right in here and recorded after SmackDown. But we will have Monday Night Raw, later tonight to look forward to. We get Gunther and AJ Styles. Give me Gunther versus AJ Styles. They fight tonight. Fuck, I have no clue. Reason being, and I've talked about this before, but I want to see this lead to something else. I want to see this lead to another match, and I can only see this leading to another match if AJ wins and then puts Gunther over later on. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of yapping about Friday Night SmackDown. I'll be back for a little review of Monday Night Raw, see what happens on SmackDown next week, and soon we'll be discussing the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I will be back for a normal episode tomorrow, Tuesday, to discuss all that wild card shit that went down because okay. All right. I like it. I like it. NFL. Thank you, Raj. If that was your writing. But brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. I will be back on Tuesday with Devin. It has been me. It has been real. I am out.